I'm not likable.
Are you nervous?
Of course.
Why did you do that?
His op-ed was about
Johnny Depp?
obviously
Canceled. Did you tip off TMZ? Why are there no bruises?
made a pledge.
Say I donated, caught in a lie.
A liar, and
That was it. Do you see your future now?
a hope.
Peace and unpeace, because we're back again. It's been less than a day. I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. Okay. For real this time. Okay, and we're back again. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I saw that the next part of the interview came up, and well, made me some cup noodles, and I'm ready to get down and dirty. Let's go. So where we left off last time pretty much feels like we've been watching the trial all over again, but in an interview form. I saw like a tiny snippet, and I think she's gonna be going in today. All right, it's savage mode. Okay, no holding back, and that's what I like to see. Let's get right into it.
There's a text message where Johnny promises total global humiliation for you. Do you feel like that came true?
Before we begin, I just want to say, doesn't this look like Amber Heard from the trial? Like just this intense sadness, or an attempt of intense sadness? You be the judge of it. This is my opinion, but you tell me how you feel. All right.
I'm not a good victim, I get it. I'm not a likable victim. I'm not a perfect victim.
It's not about being a likable victim or not. It's about whether you're an actual victim. As you know, based on the verdict, the jury didn't believe you. The fact that you defamed Johnny proves that the statements you made were lies. I feel like if I was put in the position of global humiliation, I think I'd shed a tear or two. How big does one's ego need to be humiliated by the entire world, yet not shed a single tear?
Having been found liable, are you nervous what you can say now?
Of course. I took for granted what I assumed was my right to speak. I'm scared no matter what I say or how I say it will present another opportunity for this sort of silencing, which is what I guess the defamation lawsuit is meant to do. It's meant to take your voice.
Look, I'll tell you what to do. Actually, I'll tell you what not to do. Don't even go on this interview. I don't know why you did this. Your lawyer should advise you not to do this, because clearly you have no self-control and you say things that you really shouldn't, just like the Kate Moss thing, right? That gave Johnny Depp's team the ability to bring her forward to the case. This gives me the whole like passive-aggressive, oh no, those are my noodles, but yeah, you can have them, bro. Yeah, it's all good. It's not like I was starving or anything, but it's cool. It's chill. You just have it. Yeah, I haven't eaten in 3 days, but you go hard. You go ahead. It's only my last cup noodles, you know. It's fine. You know what I mean? It gives off that like passive-aggressive, petty, weak-ass energy, bro.
Life had seemingly moved on, and you decide to write an op-ed. Why did you do that?
Because the op-ed wasn't about my relationship with Johnny.
But it alluded to him. It was unmistakable.
Don't give her a chance, because you saw what happened in the court, all right? You give her a chance to speak, and she's going to go on and on and on and on, and you're not even going to know what she's talking about. She's just regurgitating the things that she has said in court. Oh, yeah, it's about what happened after the relationship, but the fact of the matter is, come on, girl, you talked about him. You don't need to mention the dude's name.
What the op-ed was about was me loaning my voice to a bigger cultural conversation that we were having at the time.
Did you worry? Gosh, I'd love to be a person weighing in on these cultural issues, but that's going to stir this all up again.
Of course she didn't. I feel like it's going to be mentioned later, but it was during the height of the Me Too movement. She was clearly riding that wave. She knew that if she wrote something about the abuse, she could easily take down Johnny and rake in the bag, bruh. I'm done trying to give her the benefit of the doubt at this point, right? It's clear as day. As Savannah would say, it is black and white.
It was important for me not to make it about him or to do anything like defame him. I had lawyers, teams of lawyers, review all the drafts of this.
When you wrote this op-ed, it was the height of Me Too.
Oh, wow. Went straight into it. Okay, that was that was pretty good predicting. Well, she's just pulling things out of her ass at this point, because saying you had a team of lawyers reviewing your drafts, but at the end of the day still came out the way it did, come on.
Legions of powerful men being canceled. Did you want that to happen to Johnny Depp?
Of course not. Of course not. It wasn't about him.
whenever the question it relates to something that's quite serious, whether it be attacking her or insinuating or accusing her of something, in this case, accusing her of wanting to defame Johnny, her cadence of speech and the way she speaks turns into a more sometimes aggressive but more firm way of speaking. She would go from, oh man, like the whole world is against me, blah, 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 to like, no, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. No. No. Defame Johnny? No, that was never my intention. No. It doesn't take like a body language expert or to read between the lines. Let's just take your word for it, right? Let's say you wanted to write this op-ed to raise awareness. You wanted to be a public figure of domestic violence and sexual abuse and all that. You do understand, surely as a grown woman, you have the capacity to understand that it would lead to the defamation, despite it not being directly about him. You're using context and the history between you and him. So you intentionally defamed him. You get what I'm saying?
Heard testified that the final straw came after a violent fight in May 2016. 6 days later, she filed for a restraining order, cameras capturing her as she left the courthouse.
The way you've been describing the accounts of abuse has been quite intense. So you're saying this one violent fight was the final straw. So I'm assuming it was quite intense. And you're telling me 6 days later, all you had was a singular, small faded bruise on your cheek. From experience, I've had a friend who has experienced quite intense injuries from one night, and dude, those kind of injuries do not fade after 6 days. Okay, it takes at least several weeks. And that's like if you're on some Goku level recovery.
Why didn't I cooperate with the police? As I've testified before, and I will stand by until my dying day, I didn't want to cooperate with them. I didn't want this to be out. I didn't want this to be known. I didn't want to cooperate with them because I didn't want this to be, I didn't want to get him in trouble. If it was a hoax, I could have done that.
But 5 days later, you went to court and it came out.
Woo! Yo, man, she is on savage mode. Yes, I love it. Part of me thinks that she didn't want to cooperate with the police because she personally herself did not believe that she had enough evidence to convince the police officers that she was abused. Yeah, I call cap.
5 days later, I made the decision to stand up for myself and protect myself. You can't get a restraining order in private, which of course I didn't understand the night when the cops were called.
Bruh, you're telling me a celebrity doesn't know these things? Come on, man. You got a PR manager, bro. Like, even if you didn't know that, your PR manager would have. He or she would have said something. So, cap.
An employee of TMZ testified at court and said that TMZ was tipped off about when you were going to be going to the courthouse and on what side of your face bruises would be apparent. Did you tip off TMZ?
I was going to say, it certainly didn't get tipped off by me or anyone in my...
Did anyone tip off TMZ?
Why would they? No.
You asked no one to do that?
As I testified to before, it had nothing to do with me.
How could TMZ know the exact spot where the bruise is going to be, which side of the face it's on, where is she going to be at what time and when and where? The details, they're just too specific, and it has to have come from someone within your inner circle, whether it be you, your friends, your family, your legal team. It has to. Not unless someone in the TMZ had metahuman abilities, right? Like...
Why are there no bruises?
Again, it's that thing. If you have bruising, if you have injuries, it's fake. If you don't have any, then you weren't injured.
No, honey. Listen. It's not that. If you had bruises, then people would believe you, but you need to explain the situation and how you got those bruises with the correct and concise details. You cannot always be like, he beat me in the face so many times and I can't remember what happened, and then not even have a bruise on your face. And you need to remember these details so that you can state them again when needed to. If you don't have injuries, I don't really need to explain that one. You were not successful in coming up with actual stories that made sense in the context of your abuse. And that was the problem. That was it.
You had promised to donate the $7 million of your divorce settlement to charity. It was revealed at trial that you haven't done so yet. However, they played a tape where you stayed on the air that you have donated it.
Gee, come on, roast her, bro. Let's go.
Do you think that raised questions as to your credibility with the jury?
I made a pledge, and that pledge is made over time by its nature.
When you say I donated,
What I was laughing at is it's hilarious that Savannah cut her off. She knows she's capping right now. The reason why she knew she was capping is because she's struggling so hard to fabricate a sentence to say, you know,
you know that everybody thinks that you've donated it, not that you've pledged it. So for the jurors sitting there, do you think they felt like that was you getting caught in a lie?
I don't know, because so much of the, I feel like so much of the trial was meant to.
She is thinking so hard. Like, you know, when she stares off into the distance, she's like, I feel like, shit, I messed up. Like, it shouldn't take that long to think of your answer if you knew what you wanted to say, but she didn't. And you know what? She didn't even answer the question, because the question was simply, do you think that the jury caught you in a lie when you said that you donated it when you, in actuality, you didn't? And she said, I don't know, and then went and started to go off on this tangent. This is classic Amber Heard. She likes to just talk.
Cast aspersions on who I am as a human, my credibility, to call me a liar in every way you can. And
That was the trial. It was a credibility contest.
And
That was it.
Damn, she's coming in with that hot fire. This trial is about credibility, because it's one party saying that the other party has defamed them. However, you have to defend yourself by saying, no, I didn't defame this party because what I said was true. So it matters. Your credibility matters. She dug herself a hole, man. She definitely should have just Patrick started. Like I said, come on.
I shouldn't have to have donated it in an effort to be believed. I shouldn't have had to earmark the entirety of that in order to have.
You shouldn't have, but once you said you did.
Right, which is where it was intended to go.
Bruh, how long are you gonna go with that argument, G? When I pledge something, you know, it's like buying a house. I'm not gonna pay the whole thing. Like, you went on that show and quite arrogantly, with great confidence and cockiness, you said that you donated the money because you wanted none of it. You can see her attitude change completely. In the TV show where she had said that she donated it, she felt very righteous and high and mighty, like, donated all the $7 million. And yeah, I wanted none of it. But now it's very much like, yeah, but I pledged it, and they're just trying to take away my credibility by saying I didn't, but I have. I've donated some of it. You know, it's very easy to see through the lies. The problem is, as well, is she has an answer for everything. Like, literally, whether it be in the courtroom or in an interview, she has an answer for everything. And if she doesn't, she'll make one up on the spot.
Heard says she still plans to honor that pledge.
No, you're not, bro. There's no way you're gonna honor that pledge. You need to pay Johnny, okay? And if you don't and you want to appeal, you gotta pay the court. Where's this money coming from? Oh, that's right. Elon. Gotcha. Elon Musk, more like Elon must pay all your fines.
How do you see your future now?
I get to be a mom, like, full time.
Hey, full-time mom? How are you gonna pay? How are you gonna pay for your daughter? How are you gonna sustain a lifestyle for her? Oh, that's... Forgot, Elon must pay. I thought they weren't even together anymore, man. I am so behind on this.
One day you may want to tell your daughter about this, or have to tell your daughter about everything that you've gone through. What would you want to say?
I almost completely extorted money from a man. No, all right, touch wood, man. Touch wood. Okay, I do not want that to happen at all. You know, at her stage, yes, being a mom, you need to be setting a good example for her. She needs good role models in her life. Once her daughter's old enough, she can search the internet. You can search her name, Amber Heard, and I guarantee you, at that point in time, this trial will probably still be a very well-searched topic or trend on the internet. But let's be real. In this industry, they're not going to just let this slide. Okay, they're going to do everything in their power to remind you of who you are or were. Or who you were and who you are.
I did the right thing.
Did you, though?
Heard and Depps' volatile relationship lasted just 4 years. Depp confirming his engagement to me on Today in 2014.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you excited?
Yeah, very. She's a wonderful girl. She's She's sharp as a tack, you know, wonderful, you know.
Wow, look how youthful and ecstatic and happy this man looks, and you can literally feel his positive energy through the screen. That was 2014, so that was, what, like 8 years ago? Just under a decade, and man, you look at him now, it looks like he's aged so much, and that is just from obviously his own alcohol and drug addiction, but then there's also stress and oh man, I cannot imagine what this man has gone through because Amber, like 8 years, doesn't look that much different. Yeah, she's put on a little bit of natural weight through the ages, but she doesn't look like she's gone through a lot of stress as much as Johnny has. And yes, I understand that Johnny's a lot older, but in this industry, people, you know, they are being praised on their looks because their looks and their talent is what gets them jobs. So it's really sad.
On the first day of the trial, you issued a statement, and part of the statement said, "I still have love for Johnny."
Yes.
Is that still true?
Yes.
After everything?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love him. I loved him with all my heart.
Wait, what? You love him or you loved him? Bro, I'm so confused. You are clinically insane. A man took you to court and now you have to pay him close to $10 million and you still love him? Like, this just shows me that you really don't want to move on. And that you're literally grasping at straws. You're doing the best you can to hold on to the great man, JD. If you love him enough, maybe he will love you too. And then that'll bring him right back into your life where you can manipulate and extort him. And I think my statements are proven based on your lifestyle, your very, very lavish lifestyle, despite you yourself in your own career not making it to the point where it can match your lifestyle. So you marrying Johnny, dating someone like Elon Musk, you have a very expensive spending habit. And actually recently there was a TikTok that came out that showed an image of you drinking a very large glass of wine. I'm not sure if this is you or not, but hey, that's a big ass glass. It's one of those like single bottle glasses, you know, when the ones where you can pour a whole bottle into a glass. So whether it was cheap wine or expensive wine, you got a drinking problem. And throughout the trial, you were trying to build Johnny as this drug and alcoholic when clearly you've got a bit more of a problem than he does at this point anyway. And two, man, you love to spend, my friend.
And I tried the best I could to make a deeply broken relationship work. And I couldn't. I have no bad feelings or ill will towards him at all. I know that might be hard to understand, or it might be really easy to understand. If you've just ever loved anyone, it should be easy.
Oh yeah, I've been in love, bro. And yeah, what you're describing is not love, it's insanity. If you truly don't have any bad feelings or ill will, you would just let this go and move on and pay the money you owe him, because whether you truly did defame him or not, in your perspective, it happened. The man lost lots of work, lots of money. His life was practically ruined because of you, whether it was your intention or not. If anything, it would make more sense for Johnny to be saying, I have no ill will, ill feelings, and all that kind of stuff, because he was the victim in the situation, not you. See, it's weird because despite everything, she is still trying to sound like the victim. And that's the part that irks me just a little bit too much.
Depps attorneys have said they do not see the verdict in this case as a setback to victims of domestic violence coming forward.
Honestly, yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't set back domestic violence victims, because if anything, it actually is a step forward. Because for the longest time, for years, no one believed Johnny. Everyone thought he was the wife beater. And despite that, after many years of battling, he finally came out on top, and his story was finally heard and the truth came out. Isn't that such a great success story? If anything, it should inspire other victims to be like, yo, if Johnny Depp can do it despite going through years and years of hardship, then well, so can I, right?
Quick note, we will have more of our conversation with Amber Heard during a special edition of Dateline, including...
You gotta be kidding me, man. You got her on there for more? Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. Leave a comment below if you want me to cover it. But hey, if you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like. And again, let me know what you feel about this whole situation, this interview situation, Amber Heard. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down below. Make sure you guys subscribe so I can see your pretty faces more often. And hey, I'll catch you guys in the next one. It's me, eLV. Till next time. Peace. Bye.